I want to make a quick video here to clarify something. I said here a while back in a video that nowhere in the King James Bible does it say that Jesus was nailed to the cross. This is a Blue Letter Bible search, and I put the words typed in, nailed him to the cross. I went to the KJV, and it's not there. It's in this translation one time, and this one here one time. 5 times in the NLT. So there. These 4 times here and once in Acts, which I'm going to show you in my Bible, the bigger of the two that I've had for 30 years. This is how it used to read in these 4 verses. Nailed him to the cross. And I had somebody trying to tell me that that means when it changed to just crucified, that means nailing, putting nails through the hands and the feet. Let's take a look what the word crucify means. Do a Google search here. Put someone to death by nailing, or, that word right there, or binding them to a cross. When you bind someone with whatever material you're binding them, does not mean nailing. It says nailing or binding them to a cross, tying them. Where's the blood when you tie someone to a cross? Let's check out this one. Crucify. To put to death by nailing or binding the wrists and hands and feet to a cross. That word or, crucified, doesn't necessarily mean the blood coming out of the feet or the hands. But people, they want to seek out teachers having itching ears. They don't want to hear about their Bibles changing. Oh, that is common knowledge that crucify, here's another one, means nailing to a cross. To put someone to death by nailing or binding the feet and hands to a cross. Let's look at one more. Crucify. If someone is crucified, they are killed by being tied or nailed to a cross and left to die. Let's go back here. Remember these here verses? That's how the King James used to read. Now I'm going to show you in my Bible that I've had in my possession for 30 years. It's not the one for 40 years because it's easier to take a picture of with this little camera. Okay, this is the one, our family one. This is a King James I've had since I got married for about 30 years. And I want to show you. You see, it's just so, as they make these subtle little changes to each of the Bibles, crucified does not necessarily mean blood sacrifice. If they tie or bind. Now here in Exodus, it's what I was talking about. The tables of stone used to be tablets of stone. What is missing? The T, the cross. Remember those verses? Let's go right here. This is Matthew 27:35. Right down here, 27:35. And they crucified him and parted his garment. Didn't say they nailed him to the cross. Crucified could mean just binding or tying. No blood. You see, Lucifer is slowly manipulating the Bibles for his agenda. Mark 15:24. These are being changed in all the Bibles. Just that one still has it as nailed him to the cross. This one here. And they had crucified him. Didn't say nailed him where blood come out. Luke 23:33. All right, let me find it here. 23:33. And they crucified him, not nailed him to a cross. John 19:18. And find where it is, down here. 19:18. And they crucified him, not nailed him to a cross. And we got Acts 2:23. Right here. The word crucify, not nailed. But if you go back to Acts 5:30. Where is it here? I made a little mark. There it is. Hope you can read this. And God and our fathers raised up Jesus, whom you slew and hanged him on a tree. That is what I was referring to when it just merely says they hung him on a tree. Crucified does not necessarily mean nailed to a cross. Look it up in any dictionary. Acts 10:39. All right, up there it is, down here. Where is it? Right there. You slew him and hung him on a tree, not nailed him to a cross. And this stuff is just, people just, they seek out teachers wanting to know about everything. But don't you dare talk about the Bible changing. Don't you dare. They'll believe anything else, but don't you dare talk about the Bible changes. And I don't always just sit when I answer somebody's question, like questioning somebody's intent on a video this morning. I asked, what are you judging? And then come back. I had things to do. Come back. Oh, you won't answer my questions, right? I'm getting fed up with why am I even doing any of this? To take the criticism and the bullshit in the, forgive me, I've got the Bible open, but it is bullshit in some of these comments. But I still love you. Down the road. And they are manipulating this right here. This used to say tablets. The T's gone. It used to say nailed to a cross. It doesn't. Crucified does not necessarily mean nailed to a cross, but tied or binded. Look it up. Down the road.